All right, hello everyone, this is Mr. Crozier. I'm going to go through some problems here that involve all of these trig formulas that we've been working on. We have sum and difference, half angle, double angle. You'll need all these formulas to do this work. All right, first problem, find the exact value of sine of pi over 8. Well, unit circle's not divided into eighths, so we're not going to get there with the unit circle. We're going to have to turn this into something more meaningful. And we look for sum formulas, difference formulas, or half angle formulas, and that's what we have. We have those formulas, and we're not going to be able to add to get to pi over 8 with a unit circle. We're not going to be able to subtract to get to pi over 8 with a unit circle, but we can get it into a half angle format. So we can make it look like that. And let's see here. If I want this to look like that, I would solve that equation times 2, and I'd have 2 pi over 8 is my theta, and pi over 4 is my theta. So I can take this and rewrite it as sine of pi over 4 divided by 2. Pi over 8 is pi over 4 divided by 2, and that's equivalent. So what can I do now? Well, I've done that so I can use my half angle formula. I have a half angle formula here that tells me what sine of a half angle is. And I know what pi over 4 is on the unit circle, so I can do that. And if I plug in this formula right here, I'm going to use this one, where it's the cosine of that theta, and I know the cosine of pi over 4. It turns into plus or minus 1 minus root 2 over 2, because that's the cosine of this over 2. Now all we have to do is a matter of some algebra, simplify that. I recommend you get rid of the complex fractions first, times everything by 2. That will give us plus or minus, let's see here, 2 minus root 2 over 4. And now we have a root of, we can take the root of the denominator, which is just 2. And the numerator is still 2 minus root 2. 2 minus root 2, sorry, it's a little messy there. 2 minus root 2. And is it plus or minus? Well, pi over 8 is in the first quadrant, so it's positive. All right, next one, tangent of 195. Again, it's not on the unit circle, but I can get there with a sum this time. I can say this is equivalent to tangent of 135 plus 60. And why did I do that? So now I can use this formula here. I've taken 195 and converted it into this. Just like here, this becomes this. Over here, this becomes this. So I can use a different formula. And now I just have to use this tangent formula. We're going to use this one down here that says tangent of a plus b, add them, 1 minus multiply on the bottom. Just be careful with that. So tangent of 135 is negative 1 plus root 3 over 1 plus or minus these being multiplied to be a negative root 3. Minus and minus will be plus. And there you go. Again, that's a good answer. It's not in the form we like it, so we're going to multiply by the conjugate. 1 plus root 3, 1 minus root 3 on top and bottom. Some fancy foiling. If you FOIL correctly, it comes down to negative 4 plus 2 root 3 over negative 2. Divide top and bottom by negative 2. 2 minus root 3. All right, what about this thing here? Do you know the cosine of 75? No. Do you know that none of these are on the unit circle? But what does this look like? To me, it looks like this. It looks like someone's using this formula right here. Someone's using this formula to say, hey, look, here's my parts, sine and cosine and minus, and they're using this formula right here. So they're using a subtraction formula. So why don't I just rewrite it as sine of 75 degrees minus 15 degrees. Someone took this, went backwards and did that. Well, let's just continue their work. That's sine of 60. Hey, that's on the unit circle, and that's what we're looking for. Pi over 2. Or sorry, 3 pi over 2. Next one. Well, it's already set up for this difference formula. Same one here, so I'm going to do all of these parts, but I have an x in there, so we're going to have to be careful here with this x. All right, so I'm going to use this formula here. Sine, this is the a and this is a b. Sine of the a, well, sine of pi over 2, what's sine of pi over 2? Well, on the unit circle, pi over 2 is up here, so sine is 1 times cosine of x. We're going to leave this x in here because we don't know what it is. It's minus cosine of pi over 2. Well, what's cosine? Well, that's 0 times sine of the b value be sine of x. And then we just ask ourselves, can we simplify? Well, 0 times anything 0. 1 times cosine is cosine of x. And that's as far as we can get. We're not going to really get to an exact answer because we don't know what x is. This is as far as we can simplify this one.